Well, good morning to all of you who are in India and other parts of the world. Drop a message in the comment section, drop a hi so I know that the audio and video are working fine. Tell me which city you're logging in from. I'll just switch on the comments here so I can interact. Okay, we have the first person joining in. Fantastic. My name is Anurag Yadav. Hi, Anurag. And folks from YouTube joining in. I will also get anyone from maybe Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter also drop a hi message so that we know that the feed is live stream is working properly on the other platforms as well. Okay, hi, Ayush from LinkedIn. Very good. Thusita Arinayathan from Sri Lanka on Facebook. I did my best to pronounce your name right. I hope I got it correct. Lalit, Adarsh. Great. How is everybody? Tell me which cities you're logging in from, please, just to get this conversation kick-started. Agra. Hi, Tejinder. Hi, how are you? It's good to hear from you. Nishu from Faridabad, India. Srinagar, Dubai. Elaine from New York. I hope it'll be, I'm pretty sure it'll be early morning there, or maybe that's a 12-hour time difference between India and New York. Welcome, Elaine. And you're also a regular, you regularly comment and like our posts on Facebook. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Great. Questions have already started coming in. Amrita Yadav. Okay. The agenda for this live today, this live session here today is twofold. One is to answer any questions that you might have. We'll do that later. Of course, to meet all of you wonderful people, to say hi to everybody. That's another one. Zafar says, sir, you're looking very handsome today. Thank you, Zafar. I appreciate that. And three is to share, I wanted to share with you 5 very simple yet very powerful things to improve the quality of your life, of your work, and your business. I feel these 5 tips would be particularly helpful to entrepreneurs, freelancers, small and medium entrepreneurs, leaders of different organizations, but as much to students also, or to working professionals also. So this is the flow of this live feed. Number 1, I will share with you the 5 very simple yet very actionable points that emerged to my mind during my meditation today that I feel can make a huge difference in your life, whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, homemaker, a career professional, whatever you're doing at the moment. Number 2, we'll take any questions that you might have. This live feed today will be in English for our global audiences. And then number 3, just we'll take the opportunity to say hello to people who are logging in from different parts of the world. So without much further ado, let's get started. Here are the 5 things that I believe can really improve the quality of your life. Number 1, please remember perfection is a disease. In fact, this is so important. I want you to type this in the chat box now, please. Perfection is a disease. If you want to improve your game in whatever you're doing, understand, please, the desire to be perfect in every move, on every step, is going to cripple you, is going to weaken you. So many ideas will never see the light of the day just because you are waiting for perfection. Please type this in the chat box. Perfection is a disease. Perfection is a disease, right? Understand, only the one who is moving forward continuously, only the one who is taking risks, taking chances, trying something different, trying something new, will be the person who adds the maximum value, right? But if perfection is holding you back, then you will never make progress. So many ideas, so many books will never be written. So many businesses will never be launched. So many live videos will never happen because someone somewhere was waiting for perfection. So stop waiting for perfection. You're not a robot. You're not an algorithm. You're a real human being and you make mistakes. All right? Understand that. Now, I'm not asking you not to be good at what you do. By all means. I believe in a Japanese philosophy which is called Kaizen. Right? Type in a yes in the chat section if you've heard what Kaizen is. Spelled it K-A-I-Z-E-N, Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese manufacturing philosophy which means practicing continuous daily improvement. That's what Kaizen is. Continuous daily improvement. Continuous improvement. That's the philosophy of Kaizen. It's used in manufacturing, started with the Japanese automobile industry, and It's very powerful in improving your life also, which means understand that improvement is not one big leap. Nobody makes a huge leap forward and covers everything they need to in order to get from where they are to where they want to go. These are small steps forward, and as long as you're moving forward, that's what matters. So Kaizen, so my interpretation of Kaizen, right? And this is Simerjeet Singh's version of Kaizen. How I've implemented Kaizen is this, is to keep stepping forward, is to keep taking risks, is to try out new things as much as possible, is to put yourself in the position of being vulnerable and doing all those things that you need to do. Understand, baby steps, exactly. That's what Satyajit is saying, baby steps. Is to understand that only the ones who will move forward are the ones who will make progress. As simple as that, right? In fact, I think it was Jim Rohn who said, even if you're on the road of success, even if you are on the road to success, somebody is going to come from behind and hit you if you don't keep moving forward. So keep moving forward. Understand, perfection is a disease. It will cripple you. Practice Kaizen instead. Kaizen, my interpretation is, every time you do something new, take a step back and see, how can I improve this the next time? How can I do a better job the next time? All right. So this is number one. Understanding that perfection is a disease which can cripple me and my execution. So move forward even if things are imperfect today. Publish your videos, publish your blogs, your books, whatever. Sing your song and do what you need to, even if it's not perfect today. It never will be, right? That's number one. Make sense so far? Type in yes if you agree with that. If this is making sense, then we'll move on to point number 2. If this is making sense, type in a yes in the comment section so I know you're with me. And yes, save your questions, please. I see some questions already coming in. We will spend some time answering your questions. Great. Thanks, Mahesh from Wellington, New Zealand. Fantastic. Great. Now let's move to point number 2, which is implementation is key. Okay, take a deep breath in, please. Inhale. And affirm loudly, implementation is everything, right? Implementation is everything. I want you to type this in the chat section now. This is our second affirmation, my second takeaway from this live video today. Implementation is everything. You can read that one powerful line on Facebook, and there's plenty. So many people post so many good quotations and life philosophies out there on Facebook. All you need is 1 or 2 or 3. You start implementing them and your life will change. Type this in the chat section, please. Implementation is everything. This is where most people fail. Most people fail not due to a shortage of ideas, right? Most people fail because they're not able to implement those simple, powerful ideas. There's no shortage of ideas in this fascinating, exciting digital world that we're living in. In fact, not only there is no shortage, I believe there's an excess of ideas. There's an excess of information. Type in a yes if you believe you have more information available now than your grandparents had available in their entire lifetimes. Type in a yes if you agree with that statement. We have more information available to us now on our smartphones at the click of a button than our grandparents had access to in their entire lives. Think about that. What that means, you have access to the best experts in different fields across the world through YouTube, through online learning, through free online courses, right? So there is no shortage of ideas. Yeah, deep breath in, please. Inhale. Say out loud, there is no shortage of ideas to change my life. There is no shortage of ideas. Let that be your next affirmation in the chat section, please. There is no shortage of ideas. I absolutely believe that. There is no shortage of ideas. There's a shortage of implementation. So think about this. How many good things, feedback, your opportunity to implement new things, did you receive? How many valuable inputs have you received that you did not implement? That's your gold mine. That's your biggest opportunity. Okay, there is no shortage of ideas. There's a shortage of implement. Most people fail not due to shortage of ideas. Most people fail. Most businesses fail because they're not able to implement them. So take a moment today, after you finish this interaction, to reflect on what are some of the great ideas that you've heard from other people, great inputs, great pieces of feedback, right? And that you haven't implemented yet. Sit down, make a list, create a plan, and understand that's your gold mine. That is your single biggest opportunity to make progress in your life. So number one was perfection is a disease. Don't let it cripple you. Number two is implementation is key because there's no shortage of ideas. Number three is don't underestimate the small stuff. Okay? This is another affirmation time. Take a deep breath in, inhale. And type in the chat box, I will not underestimate the small stuff. Do it now, please. I will not underestimate the small stuff. This is another mistake that people make. They underestimate the small stuff while chasing what they believe is the big stuff. Small entrepreneurs, they're chasing the venture capital funding. They're chasing the opportunity to do something really big, the nationwide rollout, the international rollout. And what they miss out is the opportunities to do small things with tools which might be free of cost, with minimum investment of time and money, and they don't see those opportunities. We're too busy chasing what we believe is the big stuff, and in the process, we overlook the small stuff. I met somebody the other day who said, "Can you help me in improving my branding? Can you give me some tips? How much should I pay every month for Facebook ads?" Okay, right? I said, well, why is that step one for you? Why do you want to go after the really big stuff in the first go? Why do you want to spend maybe $1,000 a month or $500 a month on advertising on Facebook when you could do a live session, a live Q&A for free and build your brand by serving other people? A lot of people don't see this, don't appreciate this, don't understand this, don't implement this, because to them it's probably the best way to build a brand is by spending $1,000 every month on advertising or advertisements, right? So this is another one of your gold mines. Please don't underestimate the small stuff. What if this equation was true? Of course, it's not true on mathematics, but it's true in life. Small is equal to big. Take a deep breath in, please. Inhale. And let this be your next affirmation in the chat box. Small is equal to big. Okay? I know it's not mathematically correct, but it is true on your journey towards a better life. It's the small stuff that you often underestimate. You overlook it. You brush it away. You say, okay, what difference is this going to make? It's those small acts combined together that can transform your mindset, your business, and your life. I highly recommend a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Type in a yes if you have read that book or heard about it. Great insights there, great information there. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Powerful book, made a big impact on my life. Thanks, everyone, for playing along this affirmation game, typing in affirmations in the chat box. Hariom says no, he hasn't heard about it. It's a great book, Hariom. I highly recommend it. It's called, my team will leave a message in the chat box. You can purchase it from Amazon. We do not get any commissions, by the way, but it's a highly recommended book. Atomic Habits, James Clear. Are folks on LinkedIn still around? Is LinkedIn still connected? Everybody on LinkedIn, can you drop me a message, please? Say hi, I'm logging in from LinkedIn, just a short from LinkedIn. So I see a lot of comments popping up from YouTube and Facebook. Garima Mishra, Gitanjali Gupta, etc. All of you are here, very good. Can somebody from LinkedIn just drop in a little message, say hi from LinkedIn, so I know that we are still connected on LinkedIn as well. Great. So let's do a quick recap. Number one was perfection is a disease. Avoid it at all costs. It will cripple you. It will stop you from moving towards your greatness. Number two is implementation is key. And number three is don't underestimate the small stuff, because what if small is equal to big? Number four, a positive mindset is a superpower. Okay. A positive mindset is a huge strategic advantage. Choosing what to focus on is a superpower, right? So take a deep breath in, please. Inhale and say out loud and type it in the chat box, please. Learning where to focus is a superpower that I will develop. Learning where to focus is a superpower that I will develop. I will develop the superpower of learning where I focus on, okay? In this world that is constantly distracted by social media alerts, right? Type in a yes if you've encountered this feeling. You just log on to your social media account and you see 20 notifications. They're red for a reason, that there's a reason why. There's a whole amount of research why notifications are always red in color. And backgrounds for most social media sites are always light blue in color, because light blue is soothing and red conveys a sense of urgency. Remember how your teachers used to mark a big, if you failed or if there's a wrong answer to a question, there'd be a big red X on your answer. So red is the color that creates urgency, and the notifications come up and you've just logged in, you had a lot of important things to do, and you see 20 notifications. Type in a yes if you're tempted to go and check what's going on, right? You don't want to miss out. Psychologists call it FOMO, fear of missing out. Type in a yes if that's happened with you. If you've ignored important things in your day just because 20 notifications were waiting somewhere, okay? Mohammed Imran says yes. Suraj says yes. Type in a yes if that has happened to you, right? And this is the world we live in. Constantly distracted by stuff that seems really urgent, but it is not. I highly recommend everyone, especially youngsters, to read this book by Dr. Stephen Covey, who said The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. For even if you don't grab all 7, if you just grab this one where he makes the distinction between urgency and importance, that's one thing that changed my life 14, 15 years ago when I started implementing it, to make the distinction between what's urgent and what's important. Stuff that is important, my friends, might not always be urgent. And stuff that is super urgent or appears to be super urgent might not be important at all. It might just be a waste of your time. Kundan Kumar says he was in my class at CT Institution back in 2012. Wow, how time flies. It's good to have you here. Right? So spend time on this, please, on clarifying the difference between urgency and importance. Things which may appear urgent might just be a waste of your time, and things which are important might not be urgent right now. Learn to make this distinction so you are able to focus on the right thing. So number 4 was developing a positive mindset is a strategic advantage. Learn to choose what you will focus on, right? It's very important. Learn to choose what you focus on, because that's all that you can really control. What you focus on is going to grow bigger and it's going to expand. That's your opportunity to take charge of your day. This was number 4. Number 5, passion needs to be balanced with patience. I think this is worth repeating. Passion, it's often talked about. Gotta be passionate. Be passionate about what you do. There's folks out there who are calling themselves passionpreneurs. Passion is often talked about everywhere, right? But let this be your next and final affirmation. Deep breath in. I will learn to balance my passion with patience. I will learn to balance my passion with patience. Now, these two forces are quite the opposite. Passion is creating that sense of urgency in you. It's that surge of energy to do something right now in this moment. Patience is asking you to wait. Patience is asking you to, be patient before the outcomes show up. So these two forces are contradictory in nature, but you need to balance them out. Inhale, please, deep breath in, and type this in the chat section so I know that you're with me. I will learn to balance my passion with patience. A lot of people are unable to do this. They have the passion, and sometimes it leads to a burnout. I created a video the other day about pancakes. Some of these Sundays when I make pancakes for my daughters, and this is what happens. If the flame is on full, on high, the pancakes start burning, right? Too much of passion without a good amount of patience can kill you, okay? I think it was Warren Buffett who said, and when he hires people, he looks for three qualities. One is integrity, one is intelligence, one is a high energy level. Intelligence, high energy, and integrity. And he said if you don't have integrity, the other two can kill you, which means high energy levels and high intelligence can be very counterproductive, can even kill you if you don't have the balancing forces of value clarification, integrity, and patience. Because a lot of youngsters, the number one mistake you guys are making right now, why a lot of young people suffer across the world, India has one of the highest youth suicide rates. The number one reason why a lot of young people suffer is that we lack patience. We are taught, of course, you're young and you're going to be passionate. You got all the hormones kicking in and you're full of energy. Of course, you're passionate about to make your mark in the world, to achieve something significant. But the number one reason I believe why a lot of young people are suffering across the world is this. It's very simple. We have lost the art of patience. We have lost the ability to wait for the outcomes. Go on YouTube and search for the marshmallow experiment. Okay? There's even a TED Talk, I believe, on that. My team will share a link if there is one. The marshmallow experiment talked about delayed gratification. Type in a yes if you've heard about delayed gratification. And yes, Mahesh, this session will be available for you to watch later on as well on YouTube. Type in a yes in the comment section if you've heard about delayed gratification, the marshmallow experiment. Yeah, Radha says yes. Rohit says yes, fantastic. So what they did was they took these 4 or 5 or 6 year olds, put them in a room and gave them marshmallows. Put some marshmallows in front of them. They didn't give them marshmallows. They put a jar full of marshmallows inside them. This was an experiment. There were cameras inside the room. And these kids were given a very simple instruction. The instructor said, I am going to leave the room for 10 minutes. I have to be somewhere. You guys, these young kids, 4, 5, 6, 7 year olds, have two options, two very simple options. You can take one marshmallow right now. If you want a marshmallow right now, you'll only get one. But if you wait for until I get back, which will be 10, 15 minutes from now, if you're able to wait, you'll get 2 marshmallows. Okay, so this is what the marshmallow experiment was all about. What they wanted to track was delayed gratification. How many of these young kids are able to delay? And now this must be very tough, right? Well, I'm sure we don't have any 6 or 7 year olds logging on to this live stream, but this is what you can do. You can try staying away from your phone for 1 hour or 2 hours or whatever it happens to be. So imagine how difficult it must be for these 6-year-olds to not eat that marshmallow. So some of them immediately grabbed a marshmallow, others resisted the temptation. Long story short, they tracked the progress of these two different groups. Folks who young kids who could not resist the temptation and picked up one marshmallow and ate it immediately, and the other group who were able to wait until the instructor came back and instead got 2 marshmallows. And what they realized on every measure, the second group performed better in terms of leading a healthy, fulfilled, and successful life. So, passion needs to be balanced with patience. Learn the art of delayed gratification. So I'll just do a quick recap of these 5 things that I believe can contribute to your life in a major way. Understand perfection is a disease. It can cripple you. Understand implementation is key. There are no shortage of ideas in the world. There's a shortage of implementation. Number 3, do not underestimate the simple and the small stuff that is usually around you that you overlook. Number 4, a positive mindset is a strategic advantage. Learn to control where you focus on. Learn to master the art of where you're focusing. And number 5, balance your passion with patience. And this is all that I had for you today. Mahesh says, I really appreciate you replying to my messages. Well, thank you so much, Mahesh, and pleasure to have you here. Great. Those were the 5 things. Now, before we go further, this is what I would like you to do. Type in the chat section your 5 key takeaways from this live stream so far. Now, this usually happens in paid online programs, but I'm doing it for free for you guys just to say thank you to your support over the years, right? But this is what I would like in return is, can you guys summarize, put in the 5 points that I said, that I shared with you in the chat box, please, so I know that you're with me, and then we'll move on to your questions. Hey, thanks, Nirupama, Imran. Preet. Anjoli says, I asked something a few days back, but no reply. Now, we do apologize. As much as we try to respond to every single question, sometimes it's just a bit too many questions and comments coming in on all different social media channels. So we're unable to respond back to every single one of them all the time. But Anjali, go ahead. You could ask your question right now, and I'll do my best to answer that. Himani says, balance. I balance my passion with my patience. And that's great. Thank you. Good. Can you have a brief session on sales? Okay. Dilip, there are certain videos we already have available on YouTube that you can go and watch. Extremely useful, says Balaji. I thank you for that. How can I become a motivational speaker? Is the question from Yoga Kripa Divine Education. We have an entire series, a 2-part series that you will find very useful, in depth in every aspect of becoming a motivational speaker. How can one get onto the public speaking circuit? Once again, do watch those videos, and they will be very helpful to you. Pinky Rajpal Ahuja, hello from Mauritius. It's great to see you too. Thank you so much. Mauritius is a lovely place. Perfection is a myth. Okay, waiting for your key takeaways, the 5 key takeaways. Bipanjeet Singh ji from Mohali, Sat Sri Akal sir, I hope you're doing well. Perfection is a myth. Do you take one-to-one counseling? Anjali, not myself personally, but members of my team do. So drop us an email on events@simerjeetsingh.com. I repeat, events, EVENTS, @simerjeetsingh.com. Drop us an email there. We do have our team members who do one-to-one counseling, but it's not myself, it's other team members. Good. Vedansh wants to be a motivational speaker. Everybody wants to be a motivational speaker, which is great. I'm very happy. We'll be a better nation, a better society if so many people are willing to come forward and share what they have, positive things, and uplift others. That's very valuable, says Tuhin. I'm so very obliged, so very thankful. Your mistakes in my 20s. Many, with the top one being not having enough patience was number one. So this insight today that I shared with you is coming from direct life experiences, Sushant. My top mistake in my 20s was a lack of patience, which did result in a state of mind which was very anxious about the future, so many other things. I'm glad that is behind me now. If you're interested in more in depth about, I created a series which is in Hindi, by the way. It's called, it goes by the hashtag SJS life stories, where I've reflected upon a lot of the turning points in my life, mistakes, opportunities, that I think you will find them useful. Hey, good. This deserves a round of applause there for somebody capturing all the 5 takeaways. Perfection is a disease, no shortage of ideas. I will not underestimate some small steps around me. Will learn to balance my patience with passion. No. I will learn to balance my passion with my patience. Now this is becoming like a tongue twister now. Fantastic. Good. Mahesh says he's seen that series. Thank you so much. Okay, just a quick update on what's happening, what's coming on the YouTube channel and social media. Tomorrow, please do join us on an exclusive episode on happiness. Mirito from Fiji, welcome. Tomorrow, join us for an exclusive in-depth segment on happiness, and the gentleman who's the guest is a person that I deeply admire on the Beginner's Mind series, is Professor Raj Gopalan from the University of Texas, and he is a leading authority on happiness. So we do a detailed deep dive into different aspects of happiness in our personal lives, happiness at work, etc., etc. So do join that. And hi, Pavan. So that's one. That's tomorrow. Next, you've got a detailed guide on video interviews. Now, how many of you are looking for jobs right now? Type in a yes. Type in a yes in the comment section, please, if you're looking for a job and you're appearing for video interviews at this point of time. Hi, Tejas. Hi, Shabana. Okay, Pavan says yes, and a few other. Kavita from Karnataka in United States. Hi, Kavita. Thanks for summarizing that. So great. You guys, folks who are appearing for video interviews right now will find that video very useful. It's an in-depth, deep dive, 45 minutes, 50 minutes on all aspects of a great virtual video interview. Okay, so that's what is coming up next. Along with stories, we've started a brand new series. I'd like to take this opportunity to give a round of applause to my entire team and everybody in the team. We've already shot like 15, 16 videos. We'll be releasing them maybe one every fortnight or so. These are powerful stories that will move you. I mean, now physically move you, mentally move you, spiritually move you, elevate you to higher levels. It's called Stories That Move. Hashtag Stories That Move. The first one just came out last Thursday. It's about the secret to growth, the Japanese fresh fish story. And there's many more stories lined up. I'm sure you will all enjoy that as well. Poetry That Inspires series will continue, and I will create more videos on my personal life experiences also. So a lot of stuff is happening here. A lot is cooking. I hope you can smell it. It's in the air. Anjali says, may I know the channel name? Of course, it's our YouTube channel there, Anjali, and it's just type in Simerjeet Singh. So it's youtube.com/Simerjeet Singh, and that's our channel there. Subscribe, press the bell icon. That's what every YouTuber says, right? I never say that in my videos, in my actual videos, but I'm just a little reminder there. It'll help you know what's going on when the videos are being released. So with that, it's been a wonderful interaction. Almost 30 minutes long. Thank you. Wow. So I'd just like to say a quick thank you to everybody who spared the time to be with us. And Mahesh, Akash, Radha, love you too, Azmat, Satyajit, Suparna, Sushant, Vedansh, Kamini, Anjali, Satyajit. Really hoping to see you live in Wellington, New Zealand. I would love to travel to New Zealand and take a month off. Just maybe travel around the country, backpacking or something. Shushant, Pavan, Shweta Raj, pleasure talking to you too, my dear. And Shibashish Mitra, Prasoon Mandal, Nirupama, thank you for all your wonderful comments. Namita, love you guys too. Sonpal, Muhammad Salman. All right. Time to say bye for now, but I will see you again soon. Till then, you guys take care of yourselves and take a deep breath in. Inhale once again. And let's all shout out this affirmation loud together. In every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Enjoy the journey, folks. Have fun, and I will see you soon. Bye now.